Good morning. Welcome to the Plant-Based Morning Show. It's Wednesday, June 21st. That, as far as I know, is the first day of summer, also known as summer solstice, I think. We can ask Doug about that, confirm. I'm sure he's got some sort of ironically named party that he's going to by nature people called the solstice party. Would be my guess. We'll see when he joins us on Instagram here whether or not that's true, and whether this is in fact the first day of summer. I don't know. I never know if it's the 21st or the 20th. It doesn't seem like summer here. It seems very rainy right now. Okay, bringing Doug in on Instagram now. Should be any second, and then we can find out. All right, there he is. Hey, Doug, how's it going?
Hey, Matt, how's it going? What's
Good.
up? Happy summer solstice to you. It is, in fact, today, Wednesday, January 21st.
June 21st.
June 21st.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, happy solstice. I'm not going to any parties.
Thank
we
you.
are having a little solstice ceremony as a family.
Okay, that counts. I'd say that I'm correct then in that guess. What does one do in the solstice ceremony? What would you do? Air fry things?
Yeah, air fry things for sure. Maybe sing a song about the sun or summertime or something. I don't know. Something about daylight. I'm not entirely sure. We've been talking it up a little bit around the house, and then solstice kind of got trumped a bit because Eliza's favorite podcast is releasing a new season starting today, and so she's been counting down the days for the last 4 days once she found out that her favorite podcast was had a new season coming out, and it became Who and Wow Day and no longer Summer Solstice Day. But
okay, Who and the Wow, is that some sort of NPR production?
Yeah, Who Win Wow. It's a great podcast for kids. It is not NPR. It is Wonderly, which has a whole series of podcasts. Highly recommend all of their podcasts.
Do they do Where in the Wow with Guy Raz?
Yeah, Where in the Wow. Yeah,
mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Ellery used to listen to that one. Mm-hmm. Or maybe it was Holden. Okay, good. Little glimpse into the Doug household.
Yeah, we're all podcasters in the Hay House.
Yeah,
I'll listen to podcasts. And actually, have we talked about the podcast that Eliza and I have started?
No. Now's your chance. Promote it.
Okay, I haven't released it yet, but we've recorded 4 episodes. I'm going to release them all at the same time. Where it's called The Magical and Mysterious World with Elizabeth Hay, and she talks about something new like fairies or dragons or mermaids or whatever, and kind of has this whole story, world that she just dives into. And it's actually, I mean, I'm biased, of course, as the father, but it's pretty funny. And she so sure of herself when she's talking.
Yeah.
That it's kind of fun.
Is there any pre-planning done, or does she make it up on the spot?
We have the topic picked out, but that's it. I think the rest of it is pretty much made up.
Hold on, I'm not hearing the answer, Doug. Sorry. My Siri on my phone picked it up.
Okay.
Can you hear me now? I didn't hear your response. Yeah.
We only have the topic picked out, and but then that's it. The questions, I'm kind of interviewing her. The questions are all off the cuff, and she just kind of dives into different worlds. It's fun. Once it's live, I'll play it. Completely interested. It would be fun to listen to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good. All right. Well, good for you. I think creating content producers is good, rather than just content consumers. It's one of my philosophies. Better to produce and consume. Good. All right. Well, people are saying good morning. Dale Stevens, Mr. Jeffrey, Jeff Hudnall, Kelly K, Anne Marie, Kate, aka Rivercat, Scott Mulholland. A lot of people here. Good crowd. The regulars. So good to see everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday. Again, very rainy, dreary where I am. But nonetheless, I'm in good spirits. Digital declutter continues. Day 8, I guess now. No, this is day 9. And my slow carb diet thing is also going really well. I really am enjoying that. So that's kind of my update. I don't have too much else going on right now. Little calm before the storm of July when I will be traveling a whole lot. So that's me. Anything else with you, Doug? Anything significant? Any new air frying expeditions?
Let's see. We air fried some more squash last night, and we also air fried seitan, which turned out to be really good. just a little bit crispy on the outside, trying not to dry out the inside. And yeah, put that over a big salad. Dinner was a big salad with a bunch of vegetables, avocado, beans, garbanzo beans, and then seitan and air fried seitan and air fried squash.
Okay, good. I had some squash this morning. I made refried beans and veggies, Mexican flavored to have. I made a large batch so I can keep having them each morning.
And
so that was good. It was very good. It was strange for me to eat a big breakfast like that on a weekday morning. I'm just not really very hungry. So I don't know how long I'll keep that up, but we'll see. But it tasted good for sure. All right. And did you air fry the avocados as I suggested?
Oh, no, we didn't. No, I actually forgot about that.
I don't think that can work. Maybe it can. Maybe because of the wetness of an avocado is fat and not water. Maybe it actually would work.
I wonder if it would work like if it was a little bit firmer of an avocado, like not unripened, but like right on that cusp of just ripeness.
Maybe. Who knows? You'll have to try it and let us know how it goes.
All right. But so far, still very much an advocate for the air fryer. 3 days in now, 4 days in.
Okay.
Still an air fry advocate.
All right, good. Glad to hear that.
Yeah. So is there like a tropical storm going on? Like why are we getting so much rain right now?
I don't know. I just figured it was a rainy couple days.
Yeah.
Didn't know we need an explanation.
Always need an explanation.
Okay. All right. Well, let's jump into our weather report. We got a kind of normal show plan today with weather report and kind of one article, kind of two. One's borderline weather report material. We'll see. But they're good. They're good stuff and good happenings in the plant-based world. So here we go. Date is June 21st. Summer solstice. Plant-based morning show weather report. Impossible Foods is expanding their portfolio with the brand's, quote, boldest burger yet, the Impossible Indulgent Burger. It says this coming only like a week after we heard that Beyond was doing the same thing with their sausages, making the new and improved sausages, which I haven't yet seen in the store, though I haven't really looked. So I guess interesting that both brands are doing this similar kind of thing where it's nondescript, unspecified improvements to the product that just make it better. They do say that this indulgent burger is thicker. It's a third of a pound and offers a more gourmet flavor, whatever that means. It'll launch at Bear Burger and Monty's Good Burger first. I don't know what those are. Then followed by select retailers. So I guess you can get it in grocery stores. A taste first approach, more beefy flavor, maximum flavor and juiciness. I mean, none of this is telling us really what they did to make it any different, but we will see. And 82% of customers said it tasted as good or better than ground beef from cows. That sounds like a very biased group to me.
Juicier, beefier, thicker patties, perfect for grilling. Yeah, like a grill forward burger instead of like a pan forward burger. I don't know. I mean, like, I guess so. Now are they gonna have both this and like the original Impossible Burger
and the Impossible Beef Light, which they put out in March, the leaner version that had 45% less fat.
This is where companies get in trouble.
Yeah.
Here's the Doug Hay financial business advisor putting that hat on.
Good.
I mean, if you made a better burger, if it's in fact a thicker, beefier burger that tastes better and the people like it better, then just make that your Impossible Burger. Just make, just like the new and improved Impossible Burger and have that be your burger. Like why do you need both,
Maybe because of the size, you don't always want a third pound of a burger. Maybe you want, this is a restaurant style patty. So I don't know. Also though, I mean, if this is, they didn't say this, but one way to improve the flavor would be add more fat to it, right? That's just typically the way you make something juicier and better. So maybe they did that. And then in that case, they've got their very lean version, which has an analog in the ground beef world. And then they've got the regular one, and then they've got the very fatty one. So, this is,
I guess.
Beef companies do this.
I mean, people who are already struggling for shelf space in the freezer aisle, in the beef aisle, and like already competing against everyone else. It just seems like you'd be better off with the burger that everybody just loves.
It does seem that way. Line extensions in business are always iffy. Better off, a lot of people say, sticking with your one thing. Don't dilute the brand. especially given the challenges of the vegan meat world, plant-based meat world. Like you said, there's not that much room for this stuff, but I don't know. Hopefully it works out for him. Related note, we've been lamenting the demise of Meatless Farm, which was, to me, kind of the number 3 player. I don't really know if it is in terms of revenue, but I always thought of that as a fairly big one behind Impossible and Beyond. They were headed for bankruptcy, it appeared. They were done. There are already news articles coming out about plant-based industry in decline again, all that stuff happening again. Well, VFC, who is a UK brand, a fried chicken brand. I don't know what VFC stands for. It might be vegan fried chicken.
Fried chicken. Yeah.
I think I've seen some of their branding. It looks kind of like KFC. I'm not actually positive about that, but anyway, they have stepped in. They have acquired Meatless Farm. It says in a deal worth 12 million pounds in sales. I don't really understand what that means. Maybe that's just Meatless Farm's annual revenue is 12 million pounds, and now they've acquired it. I have no idea. But anyway, they want to save it. It says the Meatless Farm brand, I guess, is known in particular for its vegan mince product. We talked about that a few months ago, what vegan mince is, because we don't really know about it. I think it's just ground beef, because that's what they're known for here. If you can even say they're known for it, that's what they sell here. Anyway, so VFC then is diversifying by moving from just the chicken products into this now plant-based beef product. And it's kind of good. They put out a thing. It said, now that's a MF comeback, because there's a lot of their ads are like about MF kind of stuff, because Meatless Farm. So it's like,
I didn't get that.
Yeah, they try to be edgy there.
Now that's a MF comeback.
Right. They put the asterisk in there so you can make it a little more clear what they're doing. So I guess this is good. I mean, I think feels like plant-based brands sticking up for each other, group coming together to save everything. I don't know. I still think decline is in the air right now. So I don't know if this is a good move. This could be the demise. This could bring down VFC perhaps.
Maybe, but maybe not. Maybe if they have better agreements with distribution and everything, it's certainly better than like Tyson's buying them up or whatever. And
yeah, right. And it's not that Meatless Farm was unprofitable or wasn't doing well. It's just that they ran out of money, which happens when you're trying to grow a business. So they ran out. An investor who was supposed to come in with a big investment didn't, and then therefore they were just stuck, like a lot of new businesses get. So maybe this will save them. Who knows?
They're definitely going with this ad that I'm showing here, sparing chickens, pigs, and cows, Meatless Farms. They definitely. I think VFC has the same approach. They definitely go for the like ethical vegan, animal cruelty side of stuff over health.
Yeah, and one of the quotes was, "The acquisition of Meatless Farm brand is a major step in our mission to remove animals from the food chain, and we're only just getting started." So that is definitely that's different from what Beyond or Impossible say, right? They don't seem to have that mission. They're just trying to be a sometimes better choice for omnivores. So yeah, that's a good point. And I don't know, we talk a lot about how in Europe they just seem to be ahead, or maybe it hasn't the word, but the plant-based stuff is just taking hold much more in Europe than it is in the United States. I don't know if, despite all the research and things that we see, these stats and surveys and things, I don't actually know if the European consumer is more open to that ethical kind of messaging, or whether that's just these particular brands. In other news, 7-Eleven, who has been yet another one of these kind of surprise brands that you wouldn't expect to be so embracing of the plant-based foods, like Burger King, for example. Their Hawaii stores, all 66 of them, at least all 66 on Oahu, Kauai, Maui, and Hawaii Island. Is that all the Hawaii Islands, Doug? Or is there a fifth that I don't know about?
Not sure. 5 sounds right, but I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that fifth has no 7-Elevens. I don't know. Anyway, they have made a plant-based. They partnered with Omni Foods, who's been in our news a good bit. They did the plant-based luncheon meat, and that's what this is actually with. They've made a plant-based version of a Japanese dish, katsu musubi. I've never heard of it. Kind of looks like a sushi sort of product. It's that meat alternative prepared katsu style and placed on rice before being wrapped in nori. So anyway, 7-Eleven Canada, 7-Eleven Hawaii, stepping up. Now we need 7-Eleven USA to step up for us. Is there any vegan products in 7-Eleven USA? I don't actually know. I mean, besides Doritos sweet chili flavor, of course.
I don't know. I have no idea. It's been a minute since I've been in a 7-Eleven looking for vegan products. But yeah, I mean, 7-Eleven Hawaii, 7-Up, this looks pretty good. I would say, it feels weird to buy sushi from a 7-Eleven, but that looks pretty good to me. That looks pretty good. I would eat several of those.
Yeah, it does.
Especially they have a nice little dipping sauce. It looks a little dry.
It does look dry. I noticed that as well. Okay, and last one. This, by the way, all 4 of these articles from Veg Economist, which I've recently subscribed to. Good publication, by the way, for weather report topics. There's a new brand called Peatos, Peatos. Obviously meant to sound like Cheetos or Fritos, and that's what they make. They make vegan snacks that look a whole lot like the Cheetos and Fritos. They do offer, though, 2 times the protein and 3 times the fiber of their traditional counterparts. Oh, Funyuns is another one. I never, ever got into Funyuns. I don't know if I've had one Funyun in my whole life.
Are those the ones that, like, the cones that you can put on your fingers?
No, those are Bugles.
Oh.
Funyuns are those rings. They're onion rings that aren't really onion rings. They're like onion-flavored chip rings.
No thanks. Pass. Hard pass on that.
But I think there must be people from our generation that ate those, because I always see them. I mean, I always saw them when I was a kid. So I don't really
Bugles, though. I could tear up some Bugles.
Bugles, yeah. I ate some Bugles in my day for sure. Anyway, these are made. They replace the traditional corn base of things like Fritos with the nutrient-dense peas. Fritos, by the way, underappreciated snack, in my opinion. I mean, that's just a delicious corn
for
snack.
A chip.
Yeah, just great. I think it's terrible for you. I haven't had one in 15 years probably, but I always thought they were great. And I was no stranger to Cheetos. I didn't like cheese puffs, but Cheetos, the thin ones, like more dense, I thought they were pretty good. So anyway, that's happening now. They're already in 22,000 retail locations nationwide in the United States. That's quite a bit. They just recently added 6,000 new ones this year. So these should be places we go, but I've never seen Peatos in my life. So I'm going to be keeping an eye out, because this sounds pretty good. It sounds like pure junk food, and I kind of don't like, especially when the athletes get involved in promoting these snack products as if they are healthy, because that's not good.
Who was it that had their own?
I think it might have been Chris Paul got involved with one of these. He, by the way, recently on the Rich Roll podcast, I just saw that he was on there maybe last week.
Somebody started their own brand because they ate a bunch of these they missed Doritos so much.
I think that was Chris Paul. I'm not positive, but I think so. And he's done a lot of plant-based things, so wouldn't be surprising.
That's who it is. It's called Eaton tortilla chips. EAT'. Man, what happened to that?
I don't know. Who knows? I didn't like that one with the sports athletic branding. I thought that was some of the quotes about how they were trying to make that, for kids seem like a healthier snack. I don't know. It's just that seems a little bit disingenuous to me.
Can we talk real quick about this logo?
The Peatos logo?
Yeah. He's a DJ, obviously, or she's a DJ, looks like.
Right.
With a P into a record? Is that what's happening there?
I don't know what that is. It's really not a good looking bag.
It is not a good looking bag. Like I don't know. I mean, maybe like a 6-year-old would be drawn to that, I guess. But
some of the fonts kind of look Cheetos-ish or something. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm with you on that one. They need to redo that. They need to hire the Oatly ad agency and
right,
some branding power.
Yeah. Oh man, Mr. Jeffrey says they discontinued Bugles in Canada.
Oh, okay.
Dale Stevens says that Funyuns used to be my go-to when I had a night out with a little too much beer. That's funny.
I mean, I'm sure they're good in that context. I'll have to give Funyuns a try one day. I think Funyuns are probably vegan as is. I don't know for sure, but I don't think maybe they'd have whey protein or something dumb in there. Who knows?
Are Bugles vegan?
I don't know. I thought they were like saturated fat heavy. So I just don't know. They were good.
Bugles are vegan because they contain no animal products.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm having tonight?
Yeah. Okay. You can make your own Bugles in the air fryer.
Oh, yeah. There you go. What are they made of?
I don't even know. Masa, roll it up. I don't know. I don't think they're like corn tortillas. But anyway, all right. That's our weather report. Good news all around. But who says this industry is collapsing? We got Peatos. We got new impossible, extra bold
Right?
Meatless Farm being rescued. I mean, what better signs could there be for the industry than this? Oh, 7-Eleven having a Meatless product.
Lady Draws a Lot says that they have the what were they called?
Peatos.
Peatos at Barnes & Noble. Funyuns have milk in them, according to Naturally Sabrina. And then Jeff Hudnall recommends Flaming Hot powder on some of those, and they look good.
You can't just get Flaming Hot powder, right? I think that's from Flaming Hot Doritos.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, certainly that company better be developing their own Flaming Hot powder, because I think those are super popular. Those things. I'm surprised that Barnes and Noble carries Peatos. It doesn't seem to fit to me. I don't really know, but the Barnes and Noble clientele doesn't seem like the Peatos fan.
You're not no PTJs at the Barnes and Noble.
I don't know. I guess Starbucks has like hip peas, so maybe it's that kind of move with the Barnes and Noble cafe having that.
But hip peas are meant to be like a health food, right? Those Peatos did not look like a health food. I mean, I know that hip peas aren't healthy, but they're kind of branded with like clean and like
for sure. And that's what I thought would fit in the Barnes and Noble cafe, just like Starbucks, that kind of brand thing. So you're right. I mean, that's why Peatos doesn't seem to belong there. All right. On to the in-between article, which is a little bit weather reportish, a little bit story. And it is about a celebrity chef in Australia. His name he's not a celebrity I know, John Mountain. He's the owner of Fire, Fyre, a restaurant in Perth's northern suburbs. I don't know anything about Australia, so I don't really know where that is or what Perth is. But anyway, it's a fancy restaurant. It's a popular place. They have banned vegans entirely. The chef has shared an Instagram post, maybe it's a Facebook post. No, Instagram. And he said, sadly, all vegans are now banned from Fire for mental health reasons. We thank you for your understanding. XX. When people put an X, is that just like kisses or something?
Love, kisses, yeah. I mean,
people, just weird.
XO is hugs and kisses, right?
Yeah, but I see people do XX like this.
Is sometimes. The X a hug or a kiss?
No, I think X is a kiss, but it's just weird. I don't know. People do that. But anyway, it's a strange Instagram post to begin with, because it has all these hearts in the background. It looks like a nice thing, but then it says, sadly, all vegans are now banned. And then thank you for your understanding. So anyway, what happened is a vegan customer called ahead of time, as we advise people to do sometimes. It's a polite move to do, I think. I don't know if everyone likes it. All chefs like that idea, but I think in general it's good. So if you're going to a fancy restaurant, a call ahead to say you're vegan, can they make something special that's not on the menu? I think it's a good move. So someone did this. He said yes, he would do it, and in fact, So he said yes, I will do that, and I'm going to make vegetables and gnocchi. So that sounds pretty good. I'd be excited about that vegan meal from a fancy restaurant for sure. Turned out he was occupied with a private function that he'd forgotten he had to cater for. So that day he wasn't there to make this thing. The customer was instead given a vegetable dish. That was the only option. Paid $32. That's 32 Australian dollars, which is 17 pounds. And the customer claimed she was served an unsatisfactory vegan meal or vegetarian meal. She said, my only option was the vegetable dish. It was okay, but not that filling. And I was shocked to see it was $32. I think it's incredibly important nowadays that restaurants can accommodate everyone, and to not be able to have an actual plant-based meals shows your shortcomings as a chef. Hope to see improvements in your menu, et cetera, et cetera. If you don't get with the times, I don't hold out faith that your restaurant will be the one that does, and that does last, referring to a previous sentence she said. So that's what the customer said. And the chef spoke to 7 News and said, F vegans, I'm done with them. and then put this Instagram up previously put up this post to ban the vegans from the restaurant.
Okay. So, I mean, she didn't even go public with it. This was hint to his DMs, right? Or the restaurant's DMs. Like, she wasn't making a big deal out of it. What she said was a little maybe aggressive about like, your restaurant's going to fail if you don't get with the times, yada, yada. Every restaurant can do whatever they want. They can serve whatever they want. They don't have to supply vegan food. But if you call ahead and you say like, hey, yeah, I can do this. No problem. I can accommodate you. And then you end up serving a a different dish that's unsatisfactory, I think it's completely appropriate for the person to DM you and say, hey, this is what we had agreed to. It's too bad that didn't work out. I didn't find it very satisfactory. Just heads up. I think that was not a good move.
Yeah.
I think that's totally appropriate. Like, what's the big deal? I don't I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, my tendency in these situations is always side with the chef, the restaurant, against the angry, outspoken vegan. I do not like that person most of the time, and I think they're usually wrong. I do think this person is wrong in what they're saying about chef or every restaurant needs to accommodate to everyone. That's wrong. I mean, they don't. It's not how you succeed in anything, right? You accommodate to a niche group. Maybe it fits in the plan to accommodate other people, but that doesn't have to be at all. So that's wrong. But you're right. They didn't make a scene at the restaurant, as far as we know. They didn't go public on the social media. They just sent this message, and they had agreed on something. So the chef is also wrong. He's wrong because he didn't. He said he was going to do something, and he didn't do it. And now someone, fairly politely, quietly these messages, and he says all vegans are now banned from the restaurant. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Jeffrey says here complaining was valid, but not all the extra stuff. I think that's probably right. I mean, it's valid. She can say whatever she wants to, but she could have left that part out, and I think it would have been more effective, obviously, because now he's banned all vegans, and now he's not going to work with anybody. But I mean, what does that even mean? Ban all vegans?
Right? It's stupid. We don't cater to vegans would be one thing you could say, or we're not going to make anything that's not on the menu. But I mean, how are you going to ban vegans from the restaurant?
He's just trying to get stir up some controversy.
That's what he's trying doing. And yeah, right.
Because it's a failing restaurant because he's not accommodating everybody. I mean, she's right. He has to stir stuff up.
Right. Well, apparently he wrote a book called Pig, which had pork recipes, and he says people know what they're getting from me. So he's probably doing the right PR move here in going public with this banning of vegans, because now people who like eating pigs will like the place even more and go to it. So good business move by this guy, but stupid. I mean, stupid as far as the vegan thing goes.
Yeah. This is like a story from the early days, Matt. We used to talk a lot about kind of.
Yeah, this very publication right under this article is that the London house that apparently put something on their window about banning holier than thou vegans or something. I forget.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it's very. I mean, same thing. We used to talk about these a lot. I don't see that much of these anymore. I don't know why. I see a whole lot of the vegan industry is dying articles. That's like the new thing for sure. Anyway, on to our article of the day from our friend Tanya over at Veg News. And it's called How to Navigate Dating Apps as a Vegan. I almost skipped this one, and then I started reading it, and I said, this is actually a pretty good article. It has discussion-worthy advice because, I don't know that I would do all these things, and some of them I also think are really good. So I think it's worth figuring out. Like, you and I probably aren't going to be on any dating apps as a vegan or as a non-vegan, but I still think it's indicative of someone's approach to, just how you like to present yourself and your veganness. So anyway, Tanya goes into it's not about vegan dating apps. There's a question at the top. Veg News is really into the SEO. Put a question in like a H2 font text size or whatever it is, so that Google will see that question and then serve it when someone asks these questions. And they're not always about vegan stuff. They're about all kinds of things. But it's annoying, and I wish they didn't make a good writer like Tanya have to do, put a question like this at the top of the ad. It's silly.
But maybe it's keeping them alive, Matt.
It might be, but if it is, they're in trouble because it's. I feel like that's just I don't know. It's reaching. If you're starting to scramble with SEO, and now there's a whole company-wide thing, and now we're gonna start writing for the robots instead of for the people. I don't know. That sounds like race to the bottom situation to me. So I would, I'd come up with a new business model personally. Nothing against Veg News. I like them. I hope they stay in business forever because they provide fun articles to talk about, and they do a good service to the vegan world. All right. So anyway, so when the article actually begins, online dating tips for vegans. She's got 4 steps.
Hold on. Are there vegan dating apps?
Yeah, there are. Vegly and Grazer, both free dating apps designed to bring you one step closer to your veg soulmate. So that's a good question. First of all, if you were in the online dating world, would you go on a vegan or vegetarian dating app? And my follow-up question to that is, would you put it in your profile that you're vegan?
So I would potentially go on a vegan dating app.
Would you?
Yeah, I mean, not maybe exclusively, but yeah, why not? Like, it's not a deal breaker for me that my partner is vegan, but it certainly make life a lot easier if, or it does make life a lot easier. So yeah, why wouldn't I go on a vegan dating app? But again, I would also go on some non-vegan dating apps. But on those non-vegan dating apps, I do not think I would put vegan in the bio.
Right. Because if you put it in the bio, you're essentially on a vegan dating app. Then you're gonna get the people who are also vegan to write back to you or whatever. I think.
Yeah.
So and I was thinking about this. I don't know how to do. Like I kind of like. I understand the conveniences of dating a vegan.
Mm-hmm.
Not by the way, if just because you're on a dating app doesn't mean you're trying to find a soulmate or a life partner, right? You could just be looking for someone to hang out with. In which case, it wouldn't.
Little love.
Yeah, in which case it wouldn't matter that much if they were vegan, and it might expose you to a different viewpoint. And that's recently I've been trying to read books and things that are by other viewpoints. I'm doing the slow carb diet, not a vegan diet at all. I read Peter Attia's book, just trying to say I can look at these other diets and think about them. I don't have to just close myself off and echo chamber, do only things that I currently agree with. So I think that's what you'd miss out on by going on a vegan dating. I don't know. Maybe once you reach a certain age, you said I don't care anymore about that. But I don't know. Like what if it was a hunter who you ended up being paired with, and you ended up seeing an interesting perspective, someone else who also doesn't like factory farming, but you I feel like you can grow as a human by hearing about that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, right? That's why you go on both. But I see no problem with going to where you're interested. Like if you're interested in hockey, like going to the sports bar to meet the ladies that when a hockey game's on, like that's cool. And I don't know if that's how dating works anymore, but but also just because you're on a vegan dating app doesn't mean like your vegan is your full identity, right? I mean, maybe I want to say like me there, but even though I'm already on a vegan podcast telling you this, but like there's more to me than just my vegan diet. But as Anne-Marie says, we both have vegan partners. It's a lot harder if your partner isn't, and I believe that I believe that is true. So if I happen to find my soulmate or someone who makes me happy on a vegan dating app, then I don't see any problem with that.
Right. No, I think that's right. It's a good point. There's no problem with it. And there are different nuances within the vegan world. Not everyone is just this. There is a stereotypical vegan for sure, and not everyone's that. But if I was getting only that, then I wouldn't be on that app. You got to have some different stuff to mix it up. Huh. You get a bunch of people doing solstice parties and like trail running, and the whole family listens to podcasts, all that kind
of stuff. Oh yeah, maybe that is my flag today. But for some people it is a deal breaker, right? I mean, some people are religious and they wouldn't be able to date or marry someone who doesn't follow their same religion.
That's what J-date's for, right?
That's what J-date's for, right? Exactly. Some people are of a certain political belief and they wouldn't date someone who isn't. And there are dating apps for liberals and conservatives and all that stuff too. Like, if vegan or vegetarian is a deal breaker for you, then it's nice to have that as an option.
Yeah. And if you're looking for a life partner, I think it absolutely would be way, way more convenient for sure. So I'm okay with that. Yeah. So now so anyway, step one from Tanya is find the right app. That's kind of what we're talking about here. She said she decided on Hinge and Coffee meets Bagel, whatever that means. I guess that's the name of a dating app. But yeah, so we're saying we would go with one vegan app, one or vegan vegetarian app, and one not at least. All right. Number 2, make a connection, and this is where I guess she didn't talk about writing a profile here, but she talks about witty banter and all this stuff. It's fine if the vegan thing comes up. Tanya says she tells the person she believes in the you do you philosophy. This makes me seem like a chill, accepting person. I found that people respect this attitude, makes them more responsive to trying vegan food. So I 100% agree with that part. That is the attitude I take in just about every interaction I have with someone who I don't know. If it comes up that I'm vegan, and I don't try to hide it, but it's just not something I should volunteer. I very much go, I think to an extreme sense, a lot of people would say, make sure they understand that like I'm okay if you're not. Like it's I don't think you should be vegan just because I am.
One day we're gonna have a bet, Matt, that you're gonna lose, and I'm gonna make you wear a shirt that says like, if you're it's something like, "We'll only talk to vegans," or "If you're not vegan,
Right. That'd be
I hate
great.
you."
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely. All right. So you put it in your profile, or you wouldn't put it in there? Because I think
Not on a non-vegan dating app, or on any dating app, right? Because if I'm on a vegan dating site, then
you wouldn't, of course.
you wouldn't need to. No, it would not be a part of my my profile.
Right. It wouldn't mine either, but I think a whole lot of people it would, and many of those who it would, they wouldn't even be on a non-vegan dating app. They'd be sticking to the vegan app for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't like to advertise that. As much as it's like a core part of my identity, I just don't. I feel like too much is interpreted as me telling people that they should be that way too, or that is basically that if I put it in my profile, then therefore I will be judging them if they're not vegan, and I just can't handle that. So I just wouldn't put it.
Now, would you go on a date with someone whose dating app said like bacon lover or like bacon enthusiast or something?
I don't know. That makes me mad too. It's just annoying. So that might be hard for me.
What if their profile picture is them smoking a big slab of ribs or something?
I mean, I'd probably say that person's a little too into meat for me. If it was them, like, well, actually, no. If they had I was going to say if they were a hunter. So I have this respect for hunters in some way. Because like I said, they don't like factory farming. It's there's sometimes it's needed for controlling population so that the animals don't suffer through a terrible overpopulated situation. So like I kind of get some of that. And sometimes I think if you can actually kill an animal yourself, then to me, I don't want to say you've earned the right to eat it. I guess who do I say what your right is to eat it?
To me, it depends entirely on the type of hunting that's happening.
Yes,
I'm not going to say a blanket statement.
Right. No big game hunter who goes and puts giraffe heads on their wall or takes pictures with dead giraffes. I'm not into that at all. So anyway, I was just, I don't know. I guess I'd be a little bit interested, but if they had a hunting thing in their profile, I don't think.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, like Kate Rivercat says, someone who's sitting there with a crossbow.
Yeah, I'm just not.
Immediate no. Well, all right. So let's figure out who you would say yes to, Matt. What if they were? If it was their marathon picture, are they too into marathons and running and like fitness for you, or?
No, I don't. I mean, I think that would tell me that this happened with my wife. She was a runner, and that attracted me because I know that not many people do that or like to suffer very much that it takes to get that done. So you connect with that person. So I guess that would be good. So I don't really know. I don't have a consistent platform here that I can stand on. I don't know what it is. I of course like to be exposed to other ideas.
What if they're using a Keurig like a instant coffee machine? Would that be a big no too?
100% out. Yep. Can't do.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Good. All right. Now that we got that cleared up.
Okay.
Back to the article.
Step 3. Take control is step 3. I guess take control here is because you're vegan and because first dates typically involve food, she points out. If you're going out with a meat eater, then you need to be the one to step up and do this rather than just not say anything and show up at the date and be like, okay, I'm vegan. Like I got to figure something out now. And I think that's true. That's probably not the best approach. However, I don't think I agree with this one. She says her advice is to make reservations at your favorite vegan establishment. Mm-hmm. This is even if you're going out with a meat eater or specifically if you're going out with a meat eater. My advice is to make reservations at your favorite vegan establishment to avoid endless modifications that make your date raise an eyebrow or two. What do you think here, Doug?
So I would take a different approach. I like the idea of taking control and suggesting a restaurant.
Yep.
That works for you. But I would go with like a, just any sort of restaurant that I know I can get a great vegan dish at. Exactly. That they could also get whatever they want. It's an opportunity for you to order the vegan dish and have that conversation, but do it in a way that that feels welcoming of someone ordering something different because you didn't pick the vegan restaurant. You picked the typical restaurant. So I would do it differently. I do like the idea of taking control though, so that then you don't end up at a barbecue spot or whatever, and you don't have anything to eat.
Right. Because that would be from the other person's perspective. I think that would be very like she said, make them raise an eyebrow and make you say like, come on, who's this person? Like they just showed up at this thing knowing that they're vegan and there's not going to be anything here. Like that tells me they have no problem, making trouble out of a situation that didn't need to have it. So I don't know. I wouldn't like that. But what you said, go to a restaurant that has both, or at least has one great thing that's vegan that you like, so you can get a good meal. I think that's the way to do it. That's what I would do for sure.
Alternatively, so what if you looked them up on LinkedIn and they work for the marketing team at Oatly? Are you willing to go on the date? You push your, you do you, or are you going to say no?
I mean, I'd have no respect for their career abilities or anything. I think the whole thing was a sham.
But what if Oatly marketing pays just really well, and they.
Yeah, you're right. I'd be concerned about my own thing. Would they then look me up and look through all my old past episodes and realize how much I had bashed their work?
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, that could be a problem. You're 6 months in and they're listening to old episodes, right. Fully in love with you, and you're just like making fun of everything that they've done. That'd be bad.
Right. It would.
That'd be bad.
It would. Tiny says, alternatively, you could take your romantic evening up a notch and opt for a home-cooked meal. So you have a date. You guide your date through the works while you both make your favorite vegan dish. So this could be a great move. If you were a vegan person and you could cook really well, or you could cook one dish really well, so well that you were extremely confident, and you probably better test this with other non-meat eaters. Make sure they also think it's good. Or sorry, other meat eaters. Make sure they think this vegan dish of yours is good. And like, I can't believe that's vegan. That would be perhaps the biggest splash you could make on the first date. You say, I'm going to cook you something amazing.
Yeah.
And it's what I eat, and you're not going to believe it's vegan. Or maybe you don't even say vegan. It's just, see, that's a good move. But short of that, it'd be hard to cook at home because you're not gonna cook a non-vegan thing at your home, I don't think, or have them do theirs.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great move. It's hard for me to encourage people, and again, I'm not in the dating world, and I've never used a dating app, but encourage first dates in your home, unless you have a bunch of roommates or something.
Yeah, that's true. It's a good point.
Yeah, that feels a little weird. All right, so what if they have a huge plate of nachos in front of on their picture? They're just like sitting there with a big beer and a big plate of nachos. That's okay, right?
Yeah, but then I'd say this person is not health conscious. It's not the vegan thing. I would say this person, if that's what they're celebrating enough that it's like that's their picture, I'm thinking that's not a person I'm interested in.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Tater tots. I'm in. I'm on board.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd be embarrassed to put junk food in my profile photo. That's just me. So,
yeah. What would you put? Like, would it just be like a nice picture of you kind of smiling, or would you be like traveling the world?
I heard a red shirt attracts the most responses. So I'd wear a red shirt.
Okay.
And then I'd have some like flex of me in front of some world monument or something. It was like that demonstrates that I've been there. That's probably what I'd do actually.
I would be at the finish line of a 100-miler.
Yeah, there you go.
No, maybe like me in front of a waterfall, like some sort of flex that makes like the background is cool and different and unique, not some like restaurant or something. But but if you're like in front of the Eiffel Tower or I don't know, someplace like that, then it's like it's kind of okay, cool. You went and visited,
right. That's right.
The Eiffel Tower.
That would probably prevent me from doing that. If you get one that like you don't know it looks strange enough that the person's going to ask where it is. Eventually they'll ask what that picture is. And then you can say, oh yeah, that's from my time in Spain when I was there.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. It looks kind of like it's foreign, but or international.
Right.
But,
So
sparks some conversation. Yeah. Lots of questions about, if they're sitting at a pizza place with a lot of toppings.
Yeah.
What if they're in Italy? Like it's clearly Italy. They have a pizza chef like bringing them out a beautiful pizza, but it has more than one topping. Like
it wouldn't. It'd be a fraud restaurant in Italy if it is. It'd be an American person opened a pizza restaurant in Italy.
Okay.
I'd be out. All right, number 4, and the final step. Move on to the next. I forgot to say one thing. Tanya did say, no matter what you end up eating, discuss more than just your diet. Focus on how good your restaurant meal or home food is. So
love that.
Yeah. And then she says, I like to leave the date about an hour or 2 and leave them wanting more. I think it's a good advice.
Nice little love advice. I like it.
but then it's not gonna end in the ultimate prize. So you're limiting
the
the
ultimate
potential.
prize is long-term love, Matt. It's a long game.
You're right.
Dating is a
You're
long
right.
game.
Yeah, it is. So anyway, yeah, I think
True fulfillment and happiness, Matt, is a long game. You can't go for that little hit of a little hit of pleasure.
Right. You're right. I think I would not like the date to be all about talking about the diet, because we spend a lot of time talking about the diet, and I wouldn't at all want to feel like I'm like coaching or anything like that. So that's a little maybe unique because we talk about it all the time. But anyway, yeah, hopefully you'd get into many other things besides diet. But you know what? Your veganism can be a very unique point of view, and it can, to the right person, that could be a very attractive attribute, that you're willing to, go against the grain, do your own thing because you care about animals. Very good things. All right, last one. Move on to the next. This is what Tanya says. If your date goes well, if the date constantly cracks vegan jokes, like some of Doug's friends sometimes have done on camping trips, seems completely opposed to the idea of veganism, or you just don't seem to click, time to move on. She says it can be a numbers game here, and I think that's a different world than you or I know from the dating world, but that's what it is now. It's a numbers game. You just gotta swipe left or whatever it is a lot of times, go on some bad dates, but eventually you'll find the right one. Hopefully. Yeah, I guess there's a chance you won't. Yeah, so one of my favorite articles in recent memory on Veg News. So thank you, Tanya Flink, for writing that article. All right, what do we think? People in general agree with us? Dale says, I'm glad I'm not in the dating game. Yeah, you know what? I read Aziz Ansari's book a while ago. I think it was called Modern Romance. Does that seem right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it was just a dating. It was just modern dating, all about apps and how they do it. And it's just a crazy. And this was written 10 years ago. I can't imagine that being the world in which you date. It's just so strange.
Yeah,
but you know what? You might have a way better chance of ending up with the right person.
That's right.
Instead of just being geographically bound to whoever you happen to be in proximity with on the right day. Emery says the roles are reversed today. Doug peppering Matt with funny questions. Yeah, I guess that's kind of true.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm in a good mood today.
Yeah,
Feeling a little feisty.
Good. Well, I like it. Fun dynamic. Good show for my money. Lady Rosalind concludes, I would definitely do the vegan dating app, and that might be right. That might be the answer that makes a lot of these points moot. All right, good. Anything else, Doug, before we wrap it up and let you go enjoy your longest day of the year?
Nope, that's it for me.
Okay, sounds good. Me too. We'll be back tomorrow, Thursday, last show of the week, and I hope everyone else enjoys their summer solstice. Go out there, enjoy that daylight.
Enjoy it. We will see you tomorrow.
Okay, bye.
Bye.